Friends, I just doubled my comic book collection thanks to a gift from a community member. Let's get into what I got. Friends, this is easily the biggest addition to my comic book collection that I've ever gotten, and it's all thanks to my friend Ruben Guzman, White Tiger, Calm, Cool, and Collected. If you don't know Ruben, he's often in our chats. He's often hanging out. You can catch him joining in all over the place. He lives about 5 miles from me, and he let me know that he's got a little tiger cub on the way, and he needed to clear some space in his house, and he wanted to get rid of basically all of his modern books, or a lot of his most modern comics. It amounted to 25 short boxes plus a magazine size box. I spent my Saturday show, if you were watching, trying to get through a lion's share of them. I think in that 2 hour stream, I got through, I don't know, 5 boxes, 4 boxes. But then I went off air, hung out with a few friends, and went through a bunch more. I'm still not done. I still have about 10 more boxes to go through, but I wanted to start sharing some of the stuff that I found, some of the stuff that really blew me away, some of the stuff that I'm excited about. I don't know how I'm going to use this. I think some of these things obviously will add to my collection permanently. I want to make some of these things available in things like Comics Curing Cancer and Heroes for Heroes. There are several charity groups that I'm connected to in the comic community who utilize comics as a way to raise funds. So for me, some of these books, I absolutely think I will start packaging and bundling for that purpose. So if you're interested in stuff, keep on the lookout, because when those charity events come around and I host any of those events, you can guarantee some of these items will be making their way to the community. And some of them I will happily gift out, whether that's an AOK or whether that is a channel membership giveaway items. So there's definitely going to be some of these things. I can't possibly keep all 26 boxes. I don't necessarily have the long-term space, but I will definitely be working my way through it over the next few, I'll say, years, and see how much of that I can land into the community's hands. So I've got 3 piles here going. I got a Marvel one, I got a DC one, and I got an indie one. I'm going to kick it off with the Marvel one and show you some cool stuff. I'm going to start off with a piece of original art, which I know you're going to be like, wait, he gave you original art? He gave me a sketch variant. Now, it's possible Ruben's going to see this and be like, whoa, I didn't mean that to be in there, but it is, and we'll talk about it. It's an Ultimate Fallout sketch cover. The artist's name is Duggan, and this is the cover. Holy guacamole. This is gorgeous. And if Ruben wants this back, he's definitely he can arm wrestle me for it, but I will make sure that he gets it back. Absolutely. I didn't mean to steal it from him, but I had to share it because it's absolutely stunning. You wouldn't even know that it's not a variant, that it's not just like the C cover or something. It's that stellar. What an amazing piece of art. So that's gorgeous. It's got a little information about the artist on the back. So fantastic. Absolutely stunning. And I loved that. Next up, we have some what I would call Avengers related books. And of course, I have to share the Storm cover that I saw. This looks absolutely stunning. The artist is, it looks like maybe Will Sportasio, but I don't think that's right. Pacquiao, I can't quite read it there. But this is for Earth's Mightiest Heroes. This is the Jason Aaron era, issue 29, the Marvel X variant. And yeah, that's a stunner. That's absolutely going to join my collection for sure. The next one is he had a series of Black Panther issues, and one of them is a book that I've been hunting for a while. It was hot, like a big spec book. And you know, I thought it was overpriced and not worth the money that people were spending. But I also loved the cover, because we're talking Alex Ross and Storm. This is Black Panther 3. I definitely wanted a copy of this, and I had been hunting for a copy of this. The slabs are dirt cheap now. You can get them for like 40 to 50 bucks. And that's a 9.8. So very pumped to have this in the collection. And more Black Panther. Always more Black Panther. It wasn't all modern, though. I also got an addition to my Avengers run. So this is issue 32. What? Yeah, a Silver Age Avengers issue, which fits into my run beautifully. I'm not necessarily planning to continue on beyond issue 20. I think 2 is where I'm at, but I'm not going to say no. Also, when a beautiful issue number 32 lands in my lap, right? Then we got a fantastic 4 variant. This is the Doom Art Germ cover, which I've never owned, and I love Dr. Doom. Had to get this cover for the collection, so definitely adding that in. And then the next is a ton of Mark Brooks variants. I don't know if he was just doing cover A or B, but this is for the Captain Marvel series that Kelly Thompson did. So some beautiful Mark Brooks variants. I am a sucker for a great Mark Brooks cover. So these look like the cover A's, and a Mark Brooks cover A. That's going to be a tough thing to say no to. I love this one. Just a stunner. So many great ones. So I don't have any of this run. So now for me, it becomes do I want to hunt down some of this run? I know that there were certain issues that were hot for a minute or two, and I don't know how deep this run goes. I thought it was into the 30s somewhere, but these are just the Mark Brooks covers that I thought were stunning. It makes me want to go and just get all the Mark Brooks covers. He also included, of course, the issue 8, which is the first appearance of Star, and that's the third print. This is the first print Venomized or Carnageized cover. I think, is that the Mark? That's the Enyaq Lee. And then this is the issue number 1 of Star. So all of that, definitely happy to add more Carol Danvers to my collection. That was kind of sweet. I dig that. Let's take a look at some indies now. There were some Descender issues, and I have very little of this run. As much as I love it, I've read it mostly in hardcover. So to get a few additional issues for this series, if you've never read it and you like science fiction at all, if you're a Battlestar Galactica or Star Wars fan, I highly recommend it. Descender and Ascender are great series. I love the watercolor artwork. So stunning. He also had a die issue 1 variant that I didn't have. So yeah, always happy to add more Stephanie Hahn's artwork to my collection. And the next bit is Philadelphia. So he had an issue 2 variant that I did not have. And then he had 2 issue 1s. This is an issue 3, but he had 2 different issue 1s that I didn't have. So including this B cover, I guess it is. Really gorgeous. So yeah, some Philadelphia. You guys know I'm a Philadelphia fan. Rodney Barnes is awesome. And the last little bit, let me go first. The next little bit, I should say, is some Jeff Lemire stuff that I did not have. I did not have Skulldigger and Skeleton Boy or Barbalian Red Planet. Both were some of my favorite stuff in the universe of Black Hammer, and I had only read them in trade form. So to have the singles is pretty awesome. And the last little bit for the indie side, this is all Stray Dogs. And I posted this over to Instagram. So if you've seen it over there, I've got to figure out how do I want to use this. I'm thinking I'm going to use it in some Comics Curing Cancer events. Great variants. These homages are so great. Then some of the A covers. This is for the original, obviously, run, not the second series that they did. There's issue 3. But then you show the Pet Cemetery cover. So great. The 28 Days Later. All the horror movie poster homages were just beautiful. Here's issue 2. And then we get into all the issue 1 stuff. I believe all the rest are issue 1s. Scream variant. The Thing homage cover. Bram Stoker Dracula variant. Gotta love the Silence of the Lambs cover. This is an acetate variant, which means like all the trade dress is on a piece of plastic that comes off and the book is underneath. So it's like a virgin variant underneath. I believe this is just cover A number 1, which is a great key to have. And then this is the spin-off series, Dog Days, the 2 issues. So all of those Stray Dog issues, I got to figure out a way to get those out into the community at some point. So those will become available in some fashion. I can promise you that. Lastly is this massive, I've saved the biggest pile, DC pile for last. Oh, whew. Yeah, it's massive. And these are mostly Teen Titans, which I'll kick off with here first. So when I was going through offline, I realized how much Teen Titans goodness there was in here, and that's a series that I've collected mostly in trade, but a few issues that are keys that I've collected. So to get a bunch of these, I don't have these George Perez copies. So there's issue 12, 25. Now this series, for those that don't know, jumps around a little bit. Sometimes it's the Tales of the New Teen Titans. Sometimes it reprints the earliest New Teen Titans issues. So I'm going to sort through some of this and see which ones I want to keep. But I love the Perez artwork wherever I can get it. Obviously, an absolute mega talent. Marv Wolfman, one of my favorite writers in comics. So great. So now we're into some of these fun that look like almost like painted covers or colored pencil covers. Some of them, like this one, really has a fun style to it. So if you're a Teen Titans fan, let me know. I really can't get enough. For me, it's the sister book to X-Men in a lot of ways. A lot of the same story plot elements as far as how they use a young team coming up, how they interact with the universe at large, how they start to learn to work together, how they learn to understand how their powers work. So many things that I think and then of course, coming up in the same time, that 70s, 80s, you get a lot of the same plot and hilarious outfits in both, right? So yeah, a ton of new Teen Titans, which I'm very pumped on. Always pumped to see some new Teen Titans. So there's some of the Crisis crossover stuff. Great covers, great artwork, always stunning stuff. Whenever Perez and Wolfman are together, you know you're going to get some great stuff. Although some of these I know aren't necessarily Perez issues, because it's, sometimes he's just doing the covers, sometimes he's helping with story. It depends on how far back you go, right? This one says Eduardo Barreto is maybe on art. So we'll keep going back. Ooh, looks like Nightwing took a shot. I got punched in the face. The end of the New Teen Titans. Oh, goodness. How could it be? Say it ain't so. So like I said, there's a bunch, and I'm very excited to go through these. So a lot of this looks like the Barreto run, where I think at one point it was here comes the Tales of the New Teen Titans, right? Some of those issues as well. And there's an annual, great cover. Another annual here. Beautiful. And then lastly, this annual with a little John Byrne, it mentions that he might be working on the inside of this one too. So there, all that Teen Titans goodness, so amazing. And then lastly, I got a couple of fun variant covers. I love Tedesco variants, and this one is hilarious. If you can't tell, it's Superman arm wrestling the rest of the Justice League without, I don't see Wonder Woman in there. Batman, Robin, Flash, Green Arrow, and of course, Elastic Man. Very, very funny. I love a great Tedesco cover. One of the more underrated, I think, cover artists working these days. So beautiful. I do not have this variant for Nightwing, one of my favorite modern runs, and I know this cover was a favorite among a lot of fans as it reflected the Batman TV show. Happy to have that. Then I got a couple of great I don't want to spoil it. Silver Age Batman issues. So first up, issue 179, the second Silver Age Riddler. Got the checker border and everything. I'm still hunting a first appearance of the Silver Age Riddler. So I definitely am looking for that. But this is a phenomenal piece as well to have. Great cover. He's right there winking at us. Amazing. And then Detective 377, which was probably around the same time, not too far off. So another early Silver Age Riddler appearance. So gorgeous. Absolutely fantastic. Great cover. Very exciting. So there's a sample. Again, I've got a whole pile of X-Men related stuff that I want to share at some point, mutant related stuff. And I have 10 more boxes, I think 5 Marvel, 5 DC that I still have to go through. So a lot more coming up ahead. Here's some images. You can kind of get a sense of all these boxes and how they look in the garage. It's been a slow going process to kind of dive through all of this. But I've been waiting to do this for a while, and Ruben, I know, is excited to have some of those books out of his garage, out of his house. So thank you to Ruben, big fan, and I'm very grateful to be able to have these now in my collection, and hopefully someday in some of your collections. Thank you to also my channel members. These are the people that keep the lights on around here and support us as we're moving to almost 3,000 subscribers. I'm about 115, 110 subscribers away from hitting 3,000, which is insane to me. I'm putting together some big giveaway items for a big celebration party when that hits. So be on the watch for that. I'll do some special stuff just for the channel members, but then, of course, other stuff for just those of you that are always commenting, supporting, and hanging out in my chats. I appreciate all of you. So, yeah, lots of thanks to you and lots of big giveaway stuff coming along in the future. So keep your eyes out. Until then, thanks everybody for coming.